8 prison meals in different countries. Japan. Japan is a very modern and high-tech country. As a consequence, Japanese prison food isn't bad at all. In fact, it's very humane, so the main course includes ramen, which is a Chinese-style wet noodle served in the meat or fish-based broth. Sometimes it's a miso soup instead, and of course there's a lot of rice involved. Also, one of the standard solutions will be a bowl of salad made of cucumbers and radishes. Sometimes during holidays, Japanese prisoners get to eat pork and tasty pastry. Britain. They care a lot about prisoners. They measure calories very accurately, and the diet usually does not include any salt from a wide porridge selection. Prisoners get to choose what type of squash they want to eat in a particular day. They also serve toast with jam and a glass of milk. Dinner usually includes vegetable pasta or pork, beef with pickled vegetables. Tuna and corn sandwiches are also quite popular, and of course full meal wouldn't be complete without biscuits and a cup of tea. As for evening meal, matter how weird it may seem, but they usually would eat an omelette or a couple of beef sandwiches or a vegetarian goulash and some veggie salad. United States. In US, it all pretty much depends on a state. For example, here's what one of the prisoners of Wisconsin State Prison has to say: the food is awful. They feed a stale bread, a pack of milk and a single fruit. Lunch is a runny mash, a small piece of chicken, and the same goes for dinner. Wisconsin isn't the only place where people's food and prisons look and taste like crap. In the Maricopa County, for example, they don't give them meat, because they try to save on tax money in other states. However, things aren't that bad. They use catering. They organize a type of buffet. In San Francisco, people seem very humane and tend to trust in re-education. Somehow that includes a rather fancy cuisine and a form of chicken fillet in tomato sauce. Norway. They use a very interesting approach. First of all, prisoners work and they get about $10 a day. They feed them one time, the rest of the supplies come from their own pocket. The cool thing about Norway prisons is that they have shops, so depending on how much money they earn, they can get pretty much anything they could buy at any regular store. The weird part is that when prisoners buy unhealthy food, they would send a doctor to tell the threats of unhealthy products, and if a prisoner doesn't know how to cook, they send a volunteer that shows them how to do that. So all in all, it doesn't seem like a prison at all. Germany. They have all kinds and types of sorts of food. So they have different categories which are usual: pork-free, vegetarian, diet-free and diabetic. You can tell, they care. Breakfast can come in a form of porridge, yogurt, a salad, scrambled eggs and of course those famous German sausages. Spicy meatloaf along with the bacon goes for lunch. Sometimes it also includes pork chops, some roast potatoes with freshly picked veggies. France. In France, either for a breakfast you get a cup of tea or some instant coffee with a baguette. Then comes dinner, where you can pick meat or fish dishes with rice or spaghetti. As a sort of bonus you get a bowl of fresh salad 2 times a week. They serve fried potatoes, and once in a week prisoners are up for a treat. Jam on toast and a cup of hot chocolate. Malawi. Life in many African countries is rough, and in Malawi prisons it's much worse. The only thing prisoners get to eat is unbearably tasteless crusty porridge. They cook it in a large dirty tubs and then distribute it in small portions, because people don't get in the nutrients they really suffer. They get ill, and it's a huge problem that is worth remembering. The life quality of those people must be improved. India. In India things are rough too. Every morning breakfast is a bowl of rice, dinner comes as curry rice with a dish called sambar, which is a vegetable stew cooked with tamarind broth. Guess what comes next? More rice. This time with a spoonful of vegetable salad. Also sometimes prisoners get to eat 1 egg. Sundays are kind of relief because that's the day when they serve 20 grams of chickens. So as you can see, Indian prisons are a nightmare for those who don't like rice.